Hey everyone, LEGO Indiana Jones started in 2008 with 9 sets releasing, and then the following year in 2009, LEGO released 7 more sets. Sadly, the theme came to an end when those sets retired in July of 2010. That is until LEGO brought Indiana Jones back by releasing 3 new sets in 2023. And there was a cancelled 4th one, being a new Temple of Doom set, but it did not make it to the shelves. Those 3 sets now have been retired, and who knows if LEGO will make more Indiana Jones sets. I've always loved Indiana Jones, so today I want to revisit the theme by ranking every LEGO Indiana Jones set. There are a total of 19 sets, so without further ado, let's get started with number 19, where I have the Jungle Duel, which came out in 2008, and this is from the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It comes with 3 minifigures and is a small set. I like all these small little builds and the addition of, spiders. It just adds to the setting and the overall scene. My favorite part is definitely the tent with that big cloth piece. It looks really good, but overall, this is a very small, fun play set that you can play around with these minifigures. It's not bad at all. I just think these sets ahead are just a little bit better, especially the next few can be closely ranked. Next up is the Ambush in Cairo, which released in 2009. This is another small playset with a lot of, accessory builds that just add to the overall scene. It comes with 4 minifigures, 2 builds, and a barrel that you can put Marion in. The minifigures are really good. I like the Indiana Jones minifigure where he doesn't have his jacket on. Then I like these small town builds with a wagon and what looks to be like a small shop stand. It's another fun small set, and for it being a small set, it comes with a good amount of stuff to play with. At the 17th spot, I have the Motorcycle Chase, which released in 2008. I really like this one compared to the previous 2 small playsets, as this one is another one, is I like the motorcycles and how that's a new way of playing than the previous 2, because obviously you can roll these around on any surface and have a fun chase, so that's an extra level of play. There's a few accessories like 2 crates to play around with, a flag, and then the main secondary build being like a security checkpoint with a small gate that can lift up to let the bikes through. The set comes with everything it needs to for you to recreate a chase, and it's just very fun. I really like what comes in the set. The Chowchilla Cemetery Battle is the next set on this list. The build is split into 2 sections. I like the second section with the treasure and the skeleton. There's a lot of little details in both of them. The main front section has the play features, like a play feature where you put Indiana Jones and it takes them to the second section. In the front, you can put the 2 warriors coming out from underground. And then there's also a motorcycle included that just adds a little bit of extra play. I like the details of the build and the kind of scenery of it with the plant life and the treasure in the back and the rock work a little bit as well. It's not the most exciting looking build, definitely compared to other sets that are on this list, but I like the sort of dungeon vibe and look of this build, and some good minifigures are included as well. Next is the River Chase at number 15, which is from the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull as well. It comes with total builds, and then there's even an alligator included. I like that it was included. There's just an added element to the set. There are 4 minifigures with 2 soldiers, Marion and Indiana Jones, and then they use the vehicle that's the car but can also float on water as well. And then there's a smaller boat that one soldier uses. And then there's a tree design that's not that bad. It's pretty simple, but it does kind of resemble a tree, and then the soldier sits atop it to fire at Indiana Jones, and then there's also a net included, which I like. It's a solid set with a lot to play with. At number 14 is the Shanghai Chase from the Temple of Doom. The set has 2 vehicles and a total of 5 minifigures. The Indiana Jones minifigure is my favorite of this set, where he is in his white suit. And for being in 2009, both vehicles have a good design and has a pretty close look to their on-screen appearance. I like the cloth piece that's on the top of the car, and I like that all the minifigures can fit in both vehicles. I always like combo sets, and I say that all the time when it comes to LEGO Star Wars, so with this one, you get 2 good vehicle builds and a good minifigure selection. Moving on to number 13, I have Indiana Jones and the Lost Tomb. This set released in 2008 and is from Raiders of the Lost Ark. The 2 figs are Marion and Indiana Jones. It's relevant to the scene, but maybe one more fig would have been a good addition. I like the look of the build and how it has that underground room design. The statues are small compared to a minifig, but they have a good design. Of course, there's a play feature to have one of these statues fall into the wall. The Ark of the Covenant is placed in the middle, and it's a solid design, and you can't forget about the snakes. There's a good amount so you can have Indy terrified. There's a feature where it looks like you place the snakes at the top and then they fall down, so I like that. Overall, I like the layout of the build, and it's a fun scene from the movie that you can recreate. At number 12, I have the Race for the Stolen Treasure. This set was released in 2008. It comes with 2 vehicles and a horse for Indiana Jones. The main big truck that holds the treasure has a nice cloth piece on the back, and I like when those are incorporated in sets. The truck can fit a driver in the front and the treasure in the back. I do wish that it was a little bit bigger so it could at least hold 1 or 2 soldiers in the back. The truck almost looks skinny to me, but the truck still looks good. The second vehicle looks good. It has a turret on the back for a soldier to use, and then a driver in the front. Then of course the horse that Indy rides. I like this set, and it's a very awesome scene to replicate with these builds. The fighter plane attack comes in at number 11. The set is from The Last Crusade. You get 2 planes and 3 minifigs. The plane that Indy uses is my favorite of the 2, and it's pretty accurate looking. I like the little storage space on the underside of the plane for Jones Sr. to put his briefcase in. The fighter plane also looks pretty good, including 2 planes was a good choice so you can swoosh both around and act out a chase. Swooshing around builds is always fun. Next at number 10 is the fighter plane chase, and this set happens after the fighter plane attack set. I like that LEGO chose the car and plane combo, so that's a little different from the previous set. The fighter plane chase is one of the 3 newer Indiana Jones sets that were released in 2023. The 3 figs are all updated versions of the figs in the fighter plane attack set. I like the hair/hat mold for Indiana Jones. I think it looks really good. Starting with the fighter plane, it is an upgraded version and it looks really good. The green paint job on the front, back, and wings is a good addition. The cockpit looks good as well, and both wings are slightly elevated, which is a more accurate look. Both wings are attached using ball joints, and they are easy to take off and put back on so that you can recreate the scene where the fighter plane crashes heading into the tunnel and it's just sliding next to the car. So I really like how you can do that feature. Now the car build is a really great design and is pretty accurate as well. I like the space in the back for the briefcase and a chest where you can put some accessories. The last build is a small sign that shows the direction of Berlin and shows that there is a tunnel ahead. The inclusion of that sign is just nice for the surrounding area. Both of these builds and the updated figs are great. At number 9, I have the Venice Canal Chase. I really like the builds that this set comes with. There are 2 boats that are pretty much the same design with minor differences like different colors on different pieces. The boat designs are pretty accurate in look, and I like the space for minifigs. On-screen boat did have one more section of 2 seats, but it's nothing major to where it affects these builds too much. The third big build is a pier/stairway section. On the right side is what looks to be an entrance into the sewers, so that's a nice detail. And on the left is a small pier. There are also 2 pole builds that stick out of the water. I like the inclusion of those 3 builds because it adds to the surrounding area and it adds extra playability as well. And the set also has a pretty good minifigure selection. Overall, this is a good set, and I like that it comes with a good amount of builds to play with. Next at number 8, I have the Jungle Cutter. This is a unique vehicle. It has 2 huge saw blades on the front that can just cut down trees fast. Build for the vehicle is pretty accurate and looks good. Those blades aren't just for show. There is a Technic feature that has the blades move to cut down the trees that are included. The 3 added trees are nice for the surrounding area, and I'm glad they were included so that you can at least use them with the tree cutter. Would be real funny if there were no trees for a tree cutting vehicle. There is one more build included, which is this cave rock formation with a entrance. There are also a lot of spiders, which is cool. A little extra play there. I like the surrounding area builds, and I like the tree cutter a lot, and I especially like the play feature at the front. I have the Escape from the Lost Tomb set at the number 7 spot. The set released in 2023 and is the second rendition of the Lost Tomb set earlier on this list. And wow, is this set awesome and a big upgrade from the first. The set comes with 4 minifigs, which is a step up from the previous set's 2 minifigs. Like, I like the inclusion of Sallah. He's a great addition and a cool character to get. I do really like the newer Indiana Jones minifigure. Like I said earlier, the hair and hat mold is just really good, and the highlight minifigure of this set for me is Marion having dual molded legs. That is a very good look and a nice upgrade to the minifigure. It's never a bad thing when a minifigure has dual molded legs. Now onto the build. The build design is phenomenal. Starting with the 2 statues, they are larger than the previous, which makes them a lot more accurate. The design of the statues is great as well, especially the head area. The main area in the middle has a lot of space for minifigs, and there's holders for snakes so they aren't just loose on the ground, so it makes it easier to display with the snakes. There's also a nice archway on the path to the Ark of the Covenant, and it's a nice added detail. There's a cool Easter egg to Star Wars on the side of it where you see C-3PO and R2, so that's a cool detail to see. In the back is where the Ark is placed, and it's a design that's better than the last one, but it does look a little bit odd with the yellow and gold mix. I do appreciate some gold though. Behind are a sarcophagus on each side with Lego figs on them. It's another cool detail to see. The wall has a lot of stickers showing different symbols, and I like the use of slope pieces to show a rugged and cracked wall. There's of course the main play feature where the statue crashes into the wall. You simply push the statue and it falls through, and it's fast enough to look cool and not break off any pieces. And it's very easy to set up again. You simply just lift both sections up. That's everything on the front. This build also has a back. On the back there's a small area where you put the mummy minifig, and there's a feature that drops the minifig to scare Marion. I do like that addition on the back. It's just a little something extra for the build. There is also a play feature where you place the snakes on a small platform, then you simply lift and the snakes fall through the cracks. It's a cool play feature. This is a great set, great minifigs. I love the play features and the amount of detail as well. At number 6 6 is the Peril in Peru. This set released in 2008. My favorite part of the set is definitely the plane. It's a good design and I like it more than some planes in LEGO City, as they are good to compare with. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the interior space. It can fit crates in there, but I'm not so sure about minifigs. You might have to lay them down, but what it lacks in interior, it makes up for in the exterior. It is a good looking plane and good for display. Now, there are a few side builds, starting with the plane related ones. There are a few small accessory builds like a small step ladder, fuel for the plane, and a small crate trailer, so it's cool that those are in there, adds a little extra play for the build. There's also a vehicle for the soldier to use. Overall, it's a very good plane. I really like the look, definitely good for display, and it comes with a lot to play with and a solid amount of minifigures. Now entering the top 5, with number 5 being the Fight on the Flying Wing. This is my favorite aircraft build to come from LEGO Indiana Jones. The big thing about this plane build is the wings are one big piece, which is definitely something you don't see all the time. I like how because it is one big piece, it gives the aircraft a more sleek look. I like the green paint job on the wings as well. The midsection with the front and back cockpit looks really good. There is also a fuel truck included as well, which is a good design and a good addition. Minifig selection is good and I really like this set. It's just a really good looking aircraft and I love the use of the big wing piece. Moving on to number 4, I have the Temple of the Crystal Skull set. This build used one of those big raised base plates and then you build on that. I always liked the usage of that base plate here. It works and gives the temple a big and tall look. And like the previous set with that big wing piece, it's not all the time that you see a big base plate used in a LEGO set. It also gives multiple levels of the build with different rooms and sections. I like the overall design of the temple and especially the front with the walls and steps. It for sure looks good for display and there's plenty of space for play in the interior. There are 2 extra builds like a gate leading to the temple. It's a good design and there's a small vehicle for the soldier to use. It's not the most exciting vehicle, but it's just an extra build that you can play with. The Temple of the Crystal Skull is a big build that looks really cool with good minifigures. I like the extra crystal skulls that you get as well. I always thought this was just a very interesting build and I've always liked it. At number 3, I have the Temple Escape set. This is one where whenever I thought of LEGO Indiana Jones, I always thought of this set. It's such an awesome build, replicating a great opening to Raiders of the Lost Ark. I love the layout of the build, how it's one long cave with different sections. The first section includes the big rock that falls and it sits atop these like long bars and you simply just launch it down and it chases Indiana. That's definitely a fun play feature. The next is the gap that Indiana has to cross with this whip. There are trap steps next, and then finally the golden idol at the end. I like the plans throughout the build and I like the entrance with the skull structure. There is also the plane that Indiana Jones escapes on, which is a nice addition. I love this set and there's fun play features and the layout is great for display. Coming in at the number 2 spot is the Temple of Doom. The main attraction is of course the rail carts. That is such a cool feature to have and an accurate one too. I like having an obstacle build in the middle where you can drop rubble onto the rail carts. It adds a little extra play and definitely if it wasn't there then the build will feel a lot more empty. Having 2 rail carts is good too, so you can have a chase. I like the design of the main structure in the back and how there is space to place minifigures at the top. This is one that's closely ranked with number 2. I mean, it honestly could have gone either way, but I gotta say those rail carts are definitely a cool feature and makes this set a lot more unique compared to all the other sets, and I just really like what this set offers. The best LEGO Indiana Jones set is the Temple of the Golden Idol, which was released in 2023. This is the second rendition and wow does it look phenomenal. I love how it was given the diorama treatment with the black base and I like the designs on the bottom too. This scene is definitely deserving of the diorama treatment. The detail on this set is just so awesome to see. There are 4 sections to the set. Starting with the first is a small area of the exterior of the temple with a small grass patch, and I like the plant use and detail on the entrance. Then the next part is the big rock, and I really love how it's incorporated here. It's attached by Technic pieces and you control the rock, which is really cool, and I like how the rock is brick built, so there's a little bit more detail. The next section is the gap, which I like. It is bigger here than the previous iteration of the set, so it definitely gives it a little bit more stakes than the other one. And finally, there's the section with the golden idol. I love all the face structures on the wall. It's a mix of brick built and stickers, but it looks very good. There's just a ton of detail in this section. I do do wish that there was at least a bigger section for the trap steps like in the other one, but overall this is just a beautiful set and I love the amount of detail it has. Going the diorama route was the way to go and it looks perfect for display. It's retired now, but I will definitely get it eventually. That is my ranking of every LEGO Indiana Jones set released. It was fun to revisit all these sets for a movie franchise that I love. I for sure wish for LEGO Indiana Jones to make another return and to see other sets be remade. Definitely was a bummer that the Temple of Doom set was canceled, but the 3 new sets in 2023 showed the new well-designed builds for LEGO Indiana Jones. Like always, let me know down in the comments what sets you like and if you agree or disagree with where I ranked some sets. I love being able to interact and respond to you all. Definitely lightsaber slash that like button and subscribe with the bell on so you don't miss an upload. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.